Most of your in Mostly Gravy, the work often zeroes in on these small absurdities, like everyday little absurdities. How do you choose what moment becomes a panel?
Everyone's process is different,
Mhm.
when it comes to approaching, gag cartoons. I had heard from a friend who, like, wakes up every morning and draws 3, and I'm like, "That is insane." That's a lot. The way that I work is I have kind of a never-ending idea list on my phone, and every single time I think of something, I write it down. A couple of years ago, I sifted through it and organized it by topic. So it's like relationships, parents, work, just me.
I'm not an artist, but I'm gonna start doing the same thing. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Inside the Kingdom, the podcast where we take you behind the panels of your favorite comics and get to know the creative minds that make us laugh, think, and sometimes even tear up a little. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're serving up something brand new and mostly gravy. That's right. We're diving into Mostly Gravy, a new single panel comic by Ellen Liebenthal, now appearing twice a week on Comics Kingdom. It's witty, offbeat, and deeply relatable, the kind of humor that finds the absurd in everyday life and makes you smile because, well, you've been there. Ellen's background spans illustration, design, and art direction, and now she's channeling all that into quick, clever snapshots of modern living that'll make you laugh and nod in recognition. We'll talk about how Mostly Gravy came to be, what makes a great single panel gag tick, and why Ellen believes life's messy moments are the funniest ones. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's meet the creator behind Mostly Gravy. Hi, Ellen.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, good. I'm so happy to finally have you here at Comics Kingdom and obviously be doing this with you online.
Oh, yeah, I'm
It's been a
so
long time
excited
coming.
too. I know, before this, we were shooting having a conversation, just being like, "We've known each other for a couple of years now," and it's great to join the family.
We couldn't be more excited. We've been working on this program, this micro program of gag cartoonists or New Yorker style gag cartoons on Comics Kingdom, and you're the latest edition. And we're just excited and over the moon to have you here. So, congrats! Obviously, you're number one on the site right now, which is also woo woo. For the folks that are watching this or listening to this on Spotify, etc., when you visit Comics Kingdom, our homepage, we have a top comics leaderboard that's powered. It's a rolling 7-day calendar of top comics, and Mostly Gravy's been there for about over a week now at this point, right? You've been
Yeah,
at the
yeah, I
top
think
spot.
so. Yeah, yeah, yes. I kinda since I debuted, which is really exciting,
Yeah.
uh, feels good. I'm glad people like it.
Well, it's a good thing. It's a testament to your work. So all kudos to you.
Thank you.
How's it? I guess how's it going? Before we jump into everything related to Mostly Gravy, how is it? You're also the NCS chapter chair for New York. How
Yes.
is it? I guess leveraging that duality, right? Like you're representative of all these cartoons, but you're also drawing your own style and all that stuff.
Oh, there's definitely a balance 'cause, it's like you're organizing events to bring cartoonists together, and you wanna balance it that you're not just like, "Hey, everyone, come look at my cartoons." It's, "Hey, let's all talk together and, share our experiences." So it's there is that, like, tiptoe of, like, "Oh, do I mention this while I'm here? Do I talk about this here?" And, yeah, no, but it's easy in the sense that the NCS, is just it's a great community of cartoonists and writers.
Yep.
So anytime we hang out, um, we just get to talk about anything and everything. Cartoon involved, our lives. So it comes up normally anyway. So
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I'm part of the Jersey chapter, so I haven't gone to a New York meeting. So I got to make my way out there at some point. Um,
definitely.
but how does it's just what I mean? How do you go about becoming the NCS chair or the chapter chair? Is this a committee vote? Do
I
you just
it
volunteer?
it it's a mix of things. You get nominated and then it's put out to a vote. It's also like, hey, is anyone interested?
Hmm.
And then there's a vote. But it became I'm like trying to think, how did I get here? I've just been very deeply involved in the NCS for many years now. I'm also on the national board. I'm
Okay.
the vice president. Uh, it's a lot, but I love I love the community and I love working with these people. So it's how did I get in here? I was just very deeply involved and
Yeah.
got nominated and got voted in.
Oh, well, again, they're lucky to have you just as well as I'm lucky to be on this interview with you right now. But for those that we heard us say NCS a few times, we're jumped in right now. This is the National Cartoonist Society is who
Oh,
we're
sorry.
referencing. No, that's okay. I don't remember if I said it completely or not. I just jumped into NCS and people are like,
What
oh, what
people
is
don't
that? The
know
TV show?
they don't know everything I'm saying all the time. They don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, right. Meanwhile, my brain just went to NCIS and CBS and like all these other things. Like, anyway, that's where I go with these things. Um, so with that, let's go into your background a bit more too. You are hail from Long Island?
Yes, yeah, yeah, originally oh, sorry, halfway at the beginning, I warned that my cat was going to be involved.
Hi, Mango.
He just knows when I have a meeting, and he will jump in front of the camera.
I promise
Yeah,
you that he's the star of the
yeah.
podcast from now on.
He's
That's it.
also from Long Island.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I'm from Long Island, went to school up in Albany, got by well, there's some crazy happenstance in this. I went to school for linguistics, so I studied
Oh,
language, and by crazy happenstance, when I graduated, I got a job as an illustrator. And then on the job, I taught myself Photoshop and InDesign, and that led me into graphic design. So that's where I am right now for my 9 to 5.
okay. And I guess natural segue. When did you realize you wanted to get into comics?
Uh, That's like an impossible question to answer. I've been drawing my entire life.
Yeah.
I think once like working a 9 to 5, like I would have all these ideas still popping in my mind while I was trying to do other work.
Yeah.
I would take as many notes as possible of when I would think of something, and it just kind of like you have this inability to like stop yourself from drawing them. And then yeah, it's more of like the more I practice, the better I think I got, and started submitting more often and started drawing more often. And I think once I like sold my first one, I was like, huh, I can do this. Like, oh yeah, that's cool.
You you made me just realize actually because I've asked that question a few times of for different cartoonists that have come on in the during these podcasts, and the answer tends to be very similar in that it's not so much a decision to be into comics. It's like you're always into comics. It's like comics are
Oh
you.
yeah.
It's
I
what
yeah,
the decision is when to make the professional jump. It's like
no,
when do you want to start
exactly.
selling them? Yeah.
It's like I grew up with comics and comedy. I was reading Mad Magazine before I could read, like flipping through the pages. My I just went home recently, and I know my like room at home is just filled with books. Filled with books, and it's everything that I would read, and it's all I wanted to do. I think I always wanted to do something in comedy, but I don't know if it's because of school or literally just society. It's
Well,
it's kind of like baked into our heads that that's not a viable, route to take. It's not a
yeah.
thing people do. It's not safe. It's not this, but, like, as I get older, I was like, "Why don't I try? Why not do it?" And don't get me wrong, I still love linguistics, and
Mhm.
I'm very happy I majored in that. I think it actually aids some of my work too. So I'm very happy for all that experience, but it would have been cool to know growing up, like, oh yeah, you can be you
Yeah,
can be a writer.
you can skip the line a little bit or just,
Yeah,
skip a few steps before you get to where you're
I
at
didn't
here
have
now,
to
right?
go this way. I didn't
Segue from there, I guess. Tell us more about Mostly Gravy. So, obviously it's a gag cartoon, New Yorker style gag cartoons. But what made you conceive of the title? And what kind of moments are you aiming to capture in it?
So coming up with the title, it took a little it was kind of like word association. I
Uh,
had a couple of different ideas, and as I was
Linguistics.
looking at yeah.
There goes that background.
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. And I was looking at the list, and I had one that had the word mostly, and I had one that had the word gravy, and I just, like, kinda chopped it up a bit, and I was like, "Huh." Mostly Gravy works. It works for this. And the reason why I feel it works is kind of like the idea of when I submitted and when we were discussing this comic, um, it was kind of the idea that it was the slush pile of, like,
Hmm.
stuff that got rejected or things that you've been holding on to, even things that I think are funny that I don't think anyone else is gonna like. Like, there might be, like, 3 people who like it, like, that kind of thing. So to me, it's mostly the good stuff. It's mostly the gravy, it's mostly the stuff that I really enjoy, and I feel like you could see that in the art and the humor of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember the nexus of this whole like New Yorker style like build out that we've had for like comic scene was historically we've been just daily comic strips or the newspaper strip, if you will,
Mm,
a traditional newspaper strip. Um, was a few years ago at the Rubens, I believe. It may have been Kansas City or it
mhm.
was Jersey. It was one of those two. But I was on a panel with Jason and Emma from the New Yorker,
Oh.
and we were just talking through all this stuff. And in that conversation, she let me know how much they received in submission and that she couldn't conceivably use. She was like, "There's just no way for us to use all this stuff." And I'm like, "All of that stuff doesn't get published. It doesn't make it to the light of day." Just like, "No, we just can't use that stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, I that was the light bulb. That was the moment." And then a couple years later, we're here now. But it was like, okay, we got to work with these folks because people need to see all this stuff.
Oh, yeah, why do you think there's so many books, rejected New Yorker cartoons? There's
Yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah,
hundreds of
yeah,
them because all of
absolutely.
us have them, and a lot of us hold on to stuff so we can resubmit even if we
Yeah,
know that. I've
yeah.
had ones where I'm like, "I know she's not gonna like this, but I like it." Or like, "I know this is so not their style or something." But it's also because it's like you never know what they're going to pick up.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
never know, like, I actually just, published my first cartoon, printed cartoon for them,
yep.
and when I first got the email saying, "Oh, we would like this one," I was like, "Cool," like, I didn't even think, I just, like, put it in, didn't think it would be the one that got picked up, and
That's
I'm
how it works, doesn't it, right?
yeah, I'm so appreciative of it, like, that she saw something that was there, like, something
Yeah.
that maybe I was like, "This is just another one to send right now."
So speaking of that, most of your in Mostly Gravy, the work often zeroes in on like these small absurdities, like everyday little absurdities. How do you choose what moment becomes a panel?
Oh, I so everyone's process is different,
Mhm.
when it comes to approaching, gag cartoons. I had heard from a friend who, like, wakes up every morning and draws 3, and I'm like, "That is insane."
Oh yeah.
Like, that's a lot, but for the way that I work is I have kind of a never-ending idea list on my phone, and every single time I think of something, I write it down. A couple of years ago, I sifted through it and organized it by, like, topic. So, like, I do that every once in a while now. So it's like relationships, parents, work, just me.
I'm
It's
not an artist, but I'm gonna start doing the same thing. I think you just gave me
help.
an idea for something. I just gotta look at what my year looked like. I just want to know what I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah, no, because otherwise it's absolute chaos. And then, like, I have one section that's just, like, random slew of thoughts. I'll deal with it later. So then when it comes down to draw them, I kinda go through the list and whatever, like, clicks, that's what I work on. There are times that I'll pick one and the art isn't coming out right, so I just go, "You know what? You're torturing yourself, move on." Um, yeah, so it's kind of just, and you know what it is? I also think no idea is a bad idea. Like,
Mm.
it ca if I write this down and I'm like, "Oh, this is so dumb," perfect. Let's let's run with it. Let's do something real silly. Like, I wrote down, oh god, at some point I think this will some point be on Mostly Gravy. Again, it's so I don't know who's gonna pick it up. It's so ridiculous. I wrote down, 2 horses in a human costume, and I was like, "What does this even mean?"
I'm trying to picture how you're gonna draw that. And that
I
uh,
did it as, like, I did draw it, and it's kind of like, giant mascot human
Yeah.
on a horse, and it's like, "Can I be the head this year for Halloween?" Or like, "Can't I be the head this year?" I don't remember the full gag, but I wrote it down. I was like, "You know what? You'll figure it out later."
That's great. Actually, I love that. So that natural progression from that is in your process, right? So, um, these are single comic gags, which are especially challenging, right? Because there's no lead up, there's no build up to them. It's essentially delivered in one panel, which also I guess can be a little liberating. But needless to say, they're challenging themselves in their own right. But what's your process like from that idea that you've written down to that finished art?
Oh, sorry. Again, if you hear any noise, it's Mango hitting every
It's
single
okay.
thing on
It's
my
okay.
desk.
Tell you, Mango is the star of this
I
podcast.
know. He's like, "Why aren't you paying attention to me?" The process, again, it's different, I think, every single time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be working on 5 or 6 cartoons at the same time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 'cause it's more of like I'll sketch out in, stick figures first to figure out, "Okay, this is how I want the scene to look." Because sometimes there are gags that don't really require any visual
Hmm.
humor. Sometimes it's just 2 people sitting. Sometimes that's people walking down the street or,
Hmm.
uh, an object talking to another object, so there's no need to really overthink the layout of it. So if I'm working on like 5 or 6 of them, I'll do a round of, stick figures, and then I'll go back, I'll flesh out the drawing a little bit more, again, like rotate, and then I'll come back and do the line work for it. And then usually when it comes time for the, caption, that I bring on my computer,
Yeah.
and I, actually it's a little shortcut and a little pro tip. I made my own font with my handwriting. So,
Oh, okay.
because I used to handwrite every single one of my captions, and it was exhausting. Bingo.
I can only imagine having to do that every week or let
Oh,
alone,
yeah. No, no,
yeah,
no. It was becoming exhausting because 'cause I'm also very, I get very too caught up in the details, I would
yeah,
say.
yeah.
So, it's something I've had to learn with doing like, with gag cartoons, speed is a big well, doing any cartoon, speed is a big part of it because you have deadlines, um, you want to build up, um, a steady amount, especially for something like this. If it's getting
Mhm.
posted twice a week, that's a lot of cartoons.
Oh,
It
yeah.
starts
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it adds up. Um so I cut down on the speed of that. So I bring it to my computer, add my caption, and then it's done. So that's kind of the full process.
So, I guess and doubling into there, the writing always comes first.
For
Because that's the
me,
idea, right?
from
Or is the drawing and then the writing?
no, for me, the writing comes first.
Okay.
Sometimes it's again, it's like every answer could be different because, like,
Yeah.
usually the writing comes first. I can draw something, and then the writing might not fit it.
Yeah.
I might have to tweak the writing, fix it a bit, go back some, make some edits, but unless it's just a visual gag, like, with no caption, like the first, cartoon I did for Mostly Gravy, there's no caption. The gag is just the visual. That would be it's still the writing because the idea is there, but yeah, no, usually writing first, visual later.
Yeah, that, reminds me, we recently had David Phipps on from, Amber Waves, and he told us about his process. And his process is totally the reverse. He's like, I don't write, I draw, and I let the picture tell me what the captions or the writing is going to be based off of like the reactions and stuff that he's come up with or whatever's in his mind and on the page. I was like, oh, interesting. Yeah, it's exactly
Yeah.
that. It's the flip, right? Most people kind of have the layout of what they want to say. So, I just start drawing and then the characters tell me what they want to say. And then I start writing and everything.
Alright.
Like, great.
I
Okay.
would like
That's
my
pretty cool.
characters to tell me what they say and be easy.
That is pretty cool, right? Um, so you obviously mentioned that you work in graphic design as well, surface art, illustration, etc. How does that experience feed into Mostly Gravy or your comics work in general?
So it's funny, I think that the cartoons feed into the surface art. I think it's
Okay.
the other way around. And again, like, the speed is really a big part of it, and I think from years of practice, it has gotten me to not be so worried and caught up in the tiny details and take broad strokes first. I
Mhm.
think that really helps. I guess they go hand in hand because, like, with surface art, you kind of have to have a general theme, an idea you want first for, well, let's say, a fabric collection, and
Mhm.
then you say, "Okay, like, if this is true, if this is the main piece, what else matches it? What else works here in this in this universe of fabric?" In this one collection,
The
like,
universal tapestry that is life, right? No, that's yeah.
as I was talking, I was like, "This sounds real, like, I feed the art." Which I can be like that, but it's not like that for me with surface art or even necessarily
Do
gag
you
cartoons.
do you have any doodles that recur in mostly gravy? Like maybe there's
Oh,
a dog that always kind of makes it in, same
that's so
style
funny.
at different times.
It's me. I didn't realize I
Oh,
draw myself into the cartoons a lot until someone pointed it out to me. And I remember I told my mom, I was like, "Did you know, like, she's like, "I thought you do that on purpose." I was like, "No, it
do
did
do
me."
you do you ever make it out into your graphic design work sometimes or the service art and that stuff?
I wish, that'd be cool. I don't know. Definitely my personal style, but I wish I could draw
Yeah,
myself in, like,
that would be funny.
in
Yeah,
ads and
we're just saying, hey, I know that, I know that, I
I
know that
know her.
doodle from somewhere. I know that. Yeah. So, what is a recent mostly gravy panel that you're particularly proud of?
Oh, I do really like the first one that was just posted. Again, I'm still fresh. I'm very green right now. I have about, I think, only, like, 4 or 5 cartoons on there right now.
I think I could bring it
Uh,
up here. Let me see
yeah.
if we have it. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I'm particularly proud of this one. One, again, doing a cartoon without a caption written
Yep.
is a very difficult thing, and I do tend to make fun of Pilates a lot. I I had gone through my cartoons a little while ago to, like, rename them so I know where to find what I'm looking for, and I make fun of Pilates and I make fun of Spanx a lot. And I'm sure Pilates is great, it just always looks torturous to me.
I've seen there's nearby there's a gym here that does hot yoga, Pilates, and all that sort of stuff. So I've seen the crew at work, and all respect to them, I can't do it. I'm not. I'm
Oh,
too
yeah, no.
lazy to sit here doing any of that stuff. But it does look
It
silly.
it it looks intense. I'll do yoga and I'll run, that's about it.
um, so for fans, I guess, of comics in general, and maybe new fan and folks that are new to this kind of humor anyway, what do you hope that readers walk away with when they read Mostly Gravy?
I hope I make them chuckle. I think that's really the it's really the reason I do cartoons in the first place. I someone a little it's like when you have to start writing bios about yourself, it's very
Mhm.
I don't know if you've had this moment where you go to write something, you're like, "Can't I just write, like, Ellen Draw Good?" Like, that's it. I just wanna write that's all I wanna write. And I really had to sit and think about my work, and I realized, my a lot of my work flips between being irreverent, just like absolute nonsense,
Yeah.
and not connected to anything, or it is like slice of life, very much personal experience. So I hope it connects with people on that end, and I hope both versions make them laugh.
Oh, that's great. Looking ahead though, any new directions or themes that you're or experiments that you're planning for Mostly Gravy?
Oh,
Without spoiling.
it's just gonna be silly. It's just
It's
gonna
just
be
gonna be fun.
silly. There's some like, I every once in a while, I think my stuff, I have some political stuff, so
Yep.
I think I have one coming up that,
Oh, we just had a big race in the city, so
yes, yeah, yeah,
I'd
yeah.
imagine that's gonna make its way into some of these panels.
Oh, of course they are. It's like
Yeah.
it's on the front of our minds. Um, but yeah, no, I enjoy poking fun on that, so there might be some of that sprinkled in and
Yeah.
yeah, but mostly just silly.
Here's a fun little lightning round. I guess one question. If you had to pick one moment in your life that you haven't drawn yet, but would make a perfect mostly gravy panel, what would it be?
Hmm. Yeah, it's so funny. I was about to give an example, but I'm pretty sure SpongeBob did it already. Uh, there's one episode where he's cleaning a bunch of things and doing a bunch of things with the different arms and things. That's probably be me because that's usually me all the time. Is just
Oh, just
doing
multitasking that way, just like doing a million.
in different things at the same time. I could be writing with one hand, like vacuuming with another, petting the cat with this, calling my friend with this hand. That would probably be. It's too accurate for what I do.
Yeah, I can only imagine. And so one of the things I joke about is I always say that I'm a kid in a candy store when I'm talking to artists and et cetera. Because I can only do about stick figures, and even then, not that well. Right, like I can hold my own in writing, but the drawing part. Um, so I'm always marveling at the talent that you all imbue and the ability to bring these ideas and these zany things to the pages and make us laugh. And so, on behalf of our fans and the Comics Kingdom, again, thank you so much, Ellen. This has been a
Thank
really really
you.
fun interview.
Thank you for
So,
having me. This is
of
awesome.
course, where can we find you besides
Uh,
Comics Kingdom, of course?
well, I was gonna say, I was like, I don't have the URL up. I'm also on Instagram, ellenliebenthal.art. I I have my website, ellenliebenthal.com, but I mostly post different gag cartoons onto my Instagram. My website is more for business related things, which also you can, if you're interested, look for there.
Well, if you've enjoyed this today, obviously go check out Mostly Gravy on Comics Kingdom and follow Ellen on social. Hit subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. If you have suggestions for comics we should cover, creators you'd like to hear from, drop us a note at on Comics Kingdom at our Instagram handle Comics Kingdom at Comics Kingdom, and of course on the website you can hit us up via email or YouTube, etc., where you find this podcast. Outside of that, thank you for listening to Inside the Kingdom today. See you next time. And remember, stay curious, stay creative, and keep on laughing.